Hey, it's the Ray Rican. If you're watching this for the first time, please like and subscribe to my channel. I post these videos on YouTube and Rumble. If you're watching it on either, please subscribe. And today, what I want to talk about is fact checkers my ass. Why did I post? Why did I say it that way? What's the symbol of the Democratic Party? The donkey. And that's who the Democrats cover. That's who the fact checkers cover for. They covered their ass. They covered the ass of the Democrats all the time. Here I'm going to talk here about this the latest fact check. No, hold on, not this one. I'm going to go through here. Okay, alleged, and I love the way Bongino report puts this. Alleged fact checkers try and fail to debunk claim Biden checked watch during dignified transfer of fallen soldiers. Now, here's the whole thing. A couple of places fact checked. USA published a fact check yesterday stating that Biden only checked his watch a single time, and it was after the ceremony. However, that's in direct contradiction to eyewitness accounts, including families who lost their sons in the Kabul terror attack. Two Gold Stars fathers, Darren Hover and Mark Schmitz, who were eyewitnesses at the event, have gone on record stating that they saw Biden repeatedly checking his watch during the ceremony. And one of them says it was the most disrespectful thing he ever seen. Snopes also ran a fact check with their checking the claim that Biden checked his watch 13 times. They rated it a mixture on the basis that there is no video or photographic evidence to support the claim that Biden checked his watch 13 times. A third Gold Star parent, Shanna Chappelle, wrote in a Facebook post, I watched you disrespect us all 5 different times by checking your watch. What the fuck was so important that you had to keep looking at your watch? In the Washington Post coverage of the ceremony, they wrote about the experience of Janaea McCollum, the wife of the 20-year-old Marine Corps Lance Corporal Riley McCullen, writing that she felt disappointed the president, she said, kept checking his watch and bringing up Bo. With their bogus fact checks, the U.S. Today and Snopes are disputing the claims of 2 Gold Star fathers, Gold Star mother, and a widow. They provide no evidence that they are lying. Instead, their fact checks are based on the singular C-SPAN video. Now, here goes update. USA Today has since retracted their initial claim and revised their rating to missing context. Is the missing context supposed to be that it was worse than they thought? Yeah. Look, here's the whole thing. The fact checkers, it's bogus. It's bogus because it's just, for the most part, it's usually an opinion. And, so what's misleading or missing context is their fact checks always go one side. You rarely see them. The Democrats have to damn near fabricate something for the fact check to ever go totally lying. Okay. Like this old fact check. Where they were fact checking Biden, and instead of going lying, which he was, they put badly quoted. This is the whole very refined people, which to this day, okay, to this day, people still believe that whole very refined people nonsense. Because one, they never heard the whole interview. All they do is they cut it off when he says very refined people. So people, you could show them the video. I've done it to people, and they're like, they think it's bullshit, and it's like, no, this is that. Here's the unedited video of, and they still won't believe that he didn't say the very fine people on both sides, they think that they think he just meant they literally think he meant the white supremacists and the neo-Nazis, which he said they needed to be condemned. But this is, I mean, you see what's going on now with this Afghanistan stuff, and you see all the lies that they're telling. Where's the fact checkers? Where is the Biden lie count? You don't see it there. Why? Because this is what goes on. The fact checks and all this nonsense of, Trump was a big mouth. He liked to boast, and that was his biggest flaw. And he would he would exaggerate claims and all that stuff. And I get it. That's how they were able to keep going. Oh, fact check. Oh, yeah, of course. He's a salesman. He's a businessman. He's a salesman. That's why he exaggerates like that, because he's selling you himself. He's selling you his administration, his policies, and that's what he was doing. But here, the administration right now, they're trying to sell us on the BS that, look, they went from, they weren't going to leave anybody behind to, oh, we're only going to bring people back who want to come back. And then it went to, oh, look at the great job we did with the airlift. Guess what? The airlift wouldn't have been needed if you actually planned the withdrawal properly. You rushed it. You could have waited to, people said, the Bagrad Air Base. People have said that, if you waited till the winter to pull out, so like that's the end of fighting season. There's so many things that they could have did differently. That even there's interviews with people who've, even when Trump was planning this stuff, he was telling him, don't do it. Wait till the winter to do it. They were telling the Trump administration. And when Biden came into power, they was trying to tell the Biden administration the same thing. And here under Biden, it fell on deaf ears. The only person to, but anyway, this is not what this is about. This is about the fact checkers. And, like I said, they cover for the Democrats. I mean, here, you could see here, there's a list, every single, fact check. It goes here, here's one I remember that where you could see this video evidence. Let me see this one over here. Hold on. Let me go to my screen here. This one, Joe Biden did not admit he put together a voter fraud. He was talking about preventing voter fraud. Literally, that's not what he said. This is literally what Biden said. Let me see if they actually will play the actual what he said. Oh, come on. I hate when this happens on the yeah, you know what? This is what happens when you don't test stuff before you let's try one more time. All right, never mind. But yeah, Biden literally said, granted, he probably most likely misspoke. But that's what the media does. He says stuff and the media translates for him instead of actually playing for you what he said. And if there's things that you see here on the fact checks, and that's all they do. The fact checks, and especially that they're independent fact checkers, which is nonsense. That's how Facebook gets around their stuff, is they go, oh, well, independent fact checkers. No, bullshit. You pay them. And, so this is how the fact checkers do it. They cover for their people. The Democrats say something and the best that you'll get is missing context, badly quoted. Rarely do you see absolute false. And that's what passes for fact checking. And that's why that's why I tell people, read between the lines. Get the Fox News story, the Breitbart story, the CNN story, the MSNBC story. Get both sides. See where they agree. That's the news. Where they disagree, that's the opinion. If you get stuck, like I said, I've talked about the lady, this lady at the pool I was talking with, and she's like, oh, I get multiple news sources. I get CNN, MSNBC. No, that's only one side. If you don't know that's only one side, then I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But that's how you could read between the line with these fact checking. You see it, they only cover one side. That's just the most annoying thing about it. And it's there, it's obvious, but people just, it's confirmation bias. And they want, I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump. You voted for Biden and you want Biden to be right. I see it. My brother-in-law, I can't believe the stuff that he's defending because it's Biden. And it's like, really? Just because everybody wanted us to pull out of Afghanistan. That's true. No one, Republican, Democrat, Independent, everybody wanted it. Okay. The problem that us on the right have was with the way it was disorganized. It's not that that he did it, it's the manner in which he did it. It's we came out looking like fools. He didn't talk to our allies. He was supposed to be the one to make our allies respect us again. It's like, no, now he's made us look like fools. Trump at least says, hate him as much as you want. If you may say they didn't respect him, but they feared him because they thought he was a maverick. They didn't know what to expect from him. And that's why we got peace deals in the Middle East while he was there. And now we get, now that we escaped, let's see what happens in the next 3 years with Taiwan, because that's going to be the key thing. If China senses weakness while Biden's president and decides to take over Taiwan, we're fucked. Taiwan and their chips are what drives the world right now. They're the biggest manufacturer of microchips. And if China takes them over, they control the microchips. And we don't have the current capability to do that. We need to start. I don't know what we're waiting for, but that's another story for another topic. It's about, so when you see those fact checks, us on the right, I was preaching to the choir when I'm talking to us on the right. Okay. But, show these false fact checks to your friends and just show them, look, when it's a Democrat, it's always missing context. It's always, you can't badly quote it. What's some of the other words they use? Mislabeled or misleading. They always say stuff like that. But then when it's a Republican and it's a similar issue, mostly false. At best you'll get neutral. But you won't get that when it comes to when they're fact checking what a Democratic politician said. They'll say, mostly true, even though when it's really mostly false. Because they'll throw in some sprinkles of truth and the fact checkers will be like, oh, mostly true, when it's really mostly false. But because if you throw in, if you put sprinkles on a turd, it's still a turd. So anyways, let me know what you think. I'm the Right Rican. I'm say you can follow me on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on, you can interact with me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram. I'm also on Instagram. I've been using it a little bit more, but I really don't post my videos there. So I'm going to try to be more interactive on social media, on all the platforms. So just let me know what you think. Leave me a comment and have a good weekend, everyone.